14 days of isolation. It feels like much longer. The days have begun to blend. The past 2 weeks of spring break have been filled with little else other than the feverish consumption of news and nervous pacing. Hours, days, now weeks of scrolling, awaiting a breaking headline or press briefing. Calling it an emotional roller coaster is putting it lightly. Classes are now resuming session and it doesn't feel real. I can hardly bring myself to open Canvas or my email. It just doesn't feel like a priority. With everything on pause, thoughts of the future and responsibilities aren't at the forefront of my mind. An unintended, unfamiliar, yet welcome feeling. The usual anxieties are taking a hiatus, while the slow burn of calamity looms in the distance, the gravity of which is too enormous to process. Throughout the better part of the day, I am eerily calm with uncertainty, until a thunderclap of possibilities strike. Then the sudden torrent of fear and unrest clicks in with alarming force. I think of my father mostly. This disease would certainly kill him, and the thoughts of how devastating and painful this may be are hard to bear. I try to keep a level head while preparing for the worst. I set my sights past the initial crisis and onto the hopefully eye-opening experience this will have on the masses. Maybe this will be the catalyst the nation, hell the world, needed to shake us awake. I certainly feel a fire for reform now more than ever. I've begun to question my studies. Is this really the trajectory I should follow? Might I be better suited in a role for advocacy? Or am I mistakenly attributing the pandemic mania for lasting enthusiasm? The main issues that plague me currently is feeling unable to help. I want desperately to be of service, to volunteer and to aid the countless individuals who are struggling now more than ever. But I'm also facing anger at a system that leaves so many on the precipice of collapse every day. I've always been opinionated, and I like to think forward-thinking, but now I'm becoming political. I've spent days deep diving into political ideologies, trying to understand where I fit, craving at least a path towards a community that aligns with my ideals. As strange as it is, in this time of social distancing, I feel more connected than ever. I am hopeful for the first time in a while. All this time stuck inside, toiling over the news, has caused me to explore the only place I could, which was inside myself. Before all of this started, I had already become pretty active in online communities. It started as me looking for mutual support groups during tough times, and it became much more than that. I really started to value the quality of online relationships and kind of the really honesty that you get from people and the kind of tough discussions you're able to have because it's sort of anonymous. So without fear and stigma and shyness, people are really able to communicate in an open way that I've found to be enriching continuously. So through this, I've made friendships with people from all over the world, definitely all over the country, but also all over the world. So much of my time during quarantine has been spent talking to these friends from different places and talking a lot, obviously, about what's going on in the world. It's a little hard to discuss really anything else with people, and that's okay. It's good to have people to talk about these things with, and I certainly haven't felt the sting of social distancing, I think, the way a lot of people are. I feel very connected to friends and to communities and to the globe. But as much good as it's done, I'm sure it's also helped pour kind of fuel on the flame of my fears. Some of these friends live in dangerous areas or were at places that were hit a lot harder than we had, at least at that point. So I've spent a lot of that time talking to these people that I'm worried for. My friend in the UK, when they were doing herd immunity and we were all petrified, a friend in Sao Paulo, Brazil, right where the prison riots were, a friend in the Netherlands who was experiencing a huge uptick in crime. And those two individuals particularly really rattled me, I guess, at how fragile society is and how easily things can go haywire like they have. Made me really wonder how soon that would be happening here. Still wondering that.